going by the system-driven business where growth continues even when you are absent. Now, the question every leader, you and I, must
This call
ask
is now being recorded.
is a very simple question. Are you building a business that depends on you, or a business that duplicates without you? You can see that we're still repeating almost the same thing. Is it all about you? Or is it all about the business continues even without you? Now, this is one question that you as a leader, you need to ask yourself. And then here is the dangerous trap about this whole thing that we've been saying from the beginning till now. Many leaders unknowingly, now they don't, some of them don't do it intentional. Unknowingly, what they do is they build dependency. Building the dependency simply means their team depending on them to do almost everything that has to do with their Igoglobal business. Is it presenting the business? You're leaving, you're going for let's say you're going for an outreach and a business presentation outreach, and everything is all about you. You're doing the business, you're doing the presentation on the product, you're doing the presentation on the compensation plan, you're closing, you're doing this, you're when teams depend on them, to even close prospects, to answer every questions, to motivate everyone, see, it becomes like what you're trying to paint is you are the system, and that is wrong. You are not supposed to be the system. And obviously, what you're painting out there is without you, your business or your team members cannot deliver. And whosoever that you're prospecting with that kind of strategy, you guys are 10, you all went out and you're the only one doing the talking, you're the only one answering the questions. Obviously, what are you trying to feel like the most intelligent person or the most successful person in the industry? That is not what it means, because that person that you're trying to prospect and bring into the business, number one, it's a turn off, especially for someone that does not understand network marketing, that has not grown to a level of being an independent leader. Because they will feel that this thing that Mr. Africa is saying, I definitely cannot do what he's doing, so this is not for me. You have completely turned that person off. So this is one of the dangerous traps. Now, duplication principles, very simple. The greatest businesses in this world, they grow because of replication. Now, if you check out some of the most successful businesses, you will see that they have an existing system whereby even if one person leaves, the system continues, and they have been succeeding. They've been increasing, duplicating. Look at the likes of McDonald's. The moment you call McDonald's, everybody knows McDonald's. Like McDonald's, everybody knows McDonald's. You talk about Coca-Cola, even if those that are not drinking Coca-Cola, they know what Coca-Cola is all about. It's because there's a system that has been in place, and this system is fully operational. That's why you see these kind of businesses are striving and even going beyond imaginations. These are some of the companies have been way back in years, but till date these guys are still taking over their own niche. Are you talking about Apple? Apple has an existing system. Talking about Amazon, now they all build system anyone can actually follow. And that is why when you go into some of these established, there's what we call the indoctrination system. Indoctrination is just like our Google business. There's a system in place that once you follow that system, you are getting it right. But the moment you come in and you're just going, trust me. Now, network marketing secrets. The most powerful organizations in network marketing are not built by superstars, not by the most intelligent, the most outspoken, the most English spoken personality or whatever. It is not built by that. They are all built by ordinary people following a simple system. You can see that when duplication is involved in network marketing, it means there is an existing system that is working. In network marketing, you cannot do without a duplication. You cannot do without a system, an existing system. And until we get it right, we will keep turning and turning and keep repeating the same old mistakes over and over again. Now, the math that changes everything. This is simple mathematics, but it's quite, it's quite. I love this. You see, see. Now, what you do is now calculate. If you personally, let's say you now, Daisy, you sponsor 5 people, and the moment you sponsor them into your Igo Global business and they do nothing, now it still remains the same 5 persons. Now, but imagine that you, Francis, you sponsor 5 people into an Igo Global business, and each of them, sponsors 5 people. Now, this is exactly how it's going to work. That's the power of our mathematics, how we calculate, in network marketing. In your level one, as you sponsor the 5 persons. In your level one, you have your 5 persons. Now, when they do sponsor their 5 persons, in your level two, automatically you now have 25 persons. Now, when these 25 persons also sponsor their 5 persons, in your level three, you now have 125 persons. You can see that it's not about plus and plus, it's all about duplication. In your level four, by the time this 125 persons sponsors their 5 person each, your level four, you have about 625 persons. Look at your level five. Now, let's ask ourselves one question. Have you gotten to your level 5 in Igo Global Business? And if you have, do you have up to 3,125 persons under your genealogy? Now, if you don't, that means you're not following this system. Now, this is just sponsoring 5 persons. Now, if we stick by the rules, which is sponsor 2 persons, maybe we'll go by 2 by 2. You can also do the math. Now, this is actually the power of what we call duplication. Now, why most networks always collapse is very simple. The reason is because most leaders, they always focus on recruitment. It's all about recruiting. It's all about excitement. They go up hype. You're excited. You go about motivation. And then they ignore the system. See, no matter how much recruiting, if you like, be the best recruiter or a recruiting machine, or be the most exciting and most lovable person in Igo Global, or be the best motivational speaker in Igo Global, if the system is not involved in your strategy, you'll go nowhere. Now, that's exactly the reason why most networks actually collapse. Now, simplicity is very simple. Now, duplication loves simplicity. Anything that is as easy, as simple as ABC, that is what duplications love. Now, when it is complex, when it's so difficult, so difficult, it kills duplication, because the moment it's difficult, no one wants to be part of it. But by the time it is simple, easy to do, everyone want to fall in love with it and be part of it. Now, if your system, the system that you're using now, if it is too complex, trust me, it will never spread. And that is why we have a lot of tools that are being designed in Igo Global International, which have become the system of Igo Global. So simple, easy to duplicate, very doable. So until you understand that duplication loves simplicity, trust me, you go nowhere. Now, 24 hours duplication text. Now, you need to ask yourself again. Like I told you, it's all about, we need to be very interactive. And when I say ask yourself this question, deep down inside you, you need to ask yourself the question, because this is all about we exposing the truth, you accepting the truth, and understanding that there's need for us to correct it and go by the truth. Now, can a new member understand? Now, you recruit a new member now. Let's say this week, between Monday and today is Tuesday. Okay, throughout last week, I believe 90% of us were able to recruit at least one or more persons into our Igo Global business. Now, can you beat your chest and say within 24 hours, within 24 hours, that new person that you introduced into Igo Global that person actually understands the business within 24 hours? Now, until you are able to adopt that strategy, whereby within 24 hours max, this person that you're bringing into the system already understands your business, and there's no need for struggle. So that is the 24 hours duplication test. You need to start. If you're not doing that, you should apply that in your business. You should apply that in your system. And it works like magic. Imagine where you're giving yourself that task. You say, hey, for everyone that I introduce into this business within 24 hours, I must make sure that this person fully understands, the onboarding session, the person fully understands everything that has to do with Igoglobal business. And every tools that is needed, I have been able to, furnish that particular person within 24 hours. Imagine you apply that kind of strategy. Trust me, it will be so simple. And whatever you do, you are meant to duplicate it. That means that person that you have introduced and you have, educated that person within 24 hours, is expected that that person also, you will teach that person, duplicate that person, so that that person can actually do the same as well. Now imagine if you, the 5 persons, the 10 persons, they keep doing the same thing. The numbers will be extraordinary. Now, the leader's truth role. Now, leadership, most people get it wrong. A leader's job or a leader's role is not to control the business. Where they call you, hey, my leader, excellent morning, excellent morning. It's not to control the business. It's not to control your team. That is not what a leadership role is all about. The leadership role is not to impress. It's not to impress the team. And it's also not, most importantly, it's not for you to do everything. The truth about your leadership role is for you to create leaders. Until you start creating leaders, you are getting your role absolutely wrong. Now, leadership multiplier, followers multiply addition. Now, look at this tricky statement. Those that are followers, what they do is they multiply addition. That is followers times plus. All right. But leaders, they multiply multiplication. That is leaders times. Multiplication is much more higher than addition. So if you put addition, 5 plus 5 is 10. If you use that same 5 times 5, it becomes what? 35. So what we're doing here is all about multiplication. That is what duplication is all about, to multiply yourself into people so that they can also multiply themselves as well. So the question is, are you a follower or are you a leader? And then the culture of duplication. Now, duplication is not just a strategy. It is not just a strategy. Yes, we know it's a strategy, but it is not just a strategy. It is actually a culture. Now, a culture where everyone understands, the simple actions that are needed to be taken, the consistent activities that must be taken, and the leadership development. That is what the culture stands. That is to say that duplication is more than strategy. Indeed, it is a culture, and it is a culture in Igoglobal business. Now we go further to see the Igoglobal duplication system. We've talked about the general terms. Now let's focus more on the Igoglobal duplication system, guys. Now, every member must master the simple steps. These simple steps are just I would say overwhelming, because when you follow them religiously, it becomes a culture to you, and you will see that it makes your business so easy. Now, first of all, number one, use the products. You can't be talking about something that you are not a testifier of or you have not experienced. It doesn't make sense to me. Like today, we went out, I and Barrister Tina, we had some meetings, and then we visited a particular one of the biggest pharmaceutical company in Abuja here. And these guys, they are all pharmacists. These guys, they know everything. When you call ingredients, these people know ingredients. Imagine where where we were talking to professionals. Now, if you have not used the product, and while we were talking, do you know that the most part that caught their attention is our own personal experience with the product. They were more they were more interested in our own, not the testimonies that the users, other users have been able to share. They were more keen when we shared. We actually shared our own and that of other users. But when you see the way they were paying attention to our own, because they knew they were talking to the people that used it for themselves, and they had this particular condition and all that, and this is exactly their experience. So they asked us questions: what were the side effects that you experienced? They never asked us questions about what was the side effect that that person that you gave, because maybe that person did not tell us the side effects, or maybe another. So it was more of a personal experience. So you must use the product for you to have that experience. If you're in Igoglobal and you don't use your product, you're getting it entirely wrong. And then share the opportunity. Every member must master how to share the opportunity, how to invite prospects. Very important, how to attend meetings. You don't need to wait for someone to rush into the group and say, we are live. You don't need that. Until you grow past that stage where you already understand your calendar, you know that every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Nigerian time, West African time, you are so. Every Saturday, until you're disciplined enough to understand your timing and stick to it consistently. See, monkey see, monkey do, like our CEO always say. If imagine it's your own success line or your downline that is coming to send you reminder to come and join meeting. That's the error. Somebody should write error in the chat box, even if I cannot see it. It's an error. Yes, you must master attending meetings. Then also follow-ups, very, very important. And lastly, very important, maintain reorder. Now, this is one of the simplest Igoglobal duplication system that is currently existing. Now, the follow-up power. Most people join after multiple exposures. You see, it's like I always make this example where you're a farmer and then you plant a particular seed, and then after you plant the seed, you just ignore the seed and you walk away. I don't understand. How do you expect that seed to germinate from nowhere? Or maybe after you planted the seed, you watered the seed only once and then you let it go. There's no follow-up. You don't do the needful. How do you expect that seed to grow into something unique? That is exactly the power of follow-ups. See, the future in this business is in the follow-up. If you don't nurture it, if you don't nurture that seed for it to become something great, how do you expect people to to even take you serious? And there are some people that are naturally designed in a way that you must have to to reach out to them multiple times before they see the light. It's not everybody that is that has the grace to see the light one time. Some people, they need constant reminders before they can be able to see the light. And that is why it's possible that when the trumpet will sound, some people will not even know that it's the trumpet that is sounding. Anyway, I was just kidding. So the fortune in this business is in the follow-up. So it's very important. Then meetings. What are the benefits of meetings? When we say meetings, both physical, online. See, meetings are not just gatherings of people that don't have anything to do. There is power in meetings. There is this power it creates. It creates belief. You can't go to a meeting or you attend a meeting and then you after you're done, you still remain the same old person. It's not possible. You say you didn't hear anything or you never gained anything. See, meetings create excitement. When you attend Igoglobal meetings, the physical meetings, you see that excitement. By the time we want to jam our hands with that Igoglobal International Club, which keep everybody sharing their experience during the week and all that, giving some form of encouragement and all that, is the power of meetings. Imagine where you invite your prospects to maybe a physical meeting, and then they see how the culture of Igoglobal is being displayed there. they will want to be part of it, even without looking at the compensation plan. See, some people can join a company because of their culture. Some people can choose, everybody have their priorities. Some people can choose to join Igoglobal because of its core values and not even the product or the compensation plan. Just there are some people that are already wealthy. They just want some form of excitement. They just want to be among people of like minds, people that love to develop their skills. See, meetings also create duplication. You cannot argue that for nothing. I'm telling you, it does create duplication. Now, product culture. What does it do? The products build confidence. So you must understand your product and you must be a product of your product. We were talking about the benefits of pure veg in that same meeting today and all that. So I was the one just I was talking, and then one of the pharmacists and I said, okay, allow madam to talk now, which is Barrister Tina. She's the woman, let her talk. I said, hey, you see, I'm excited because even men too are benefiting from pure virgin. All of them, they were like, we don't understand though. It is pure virgin for women. How did men come into the whole picture? In fact, one of them, after the whole meeting and everything, was so excited. He said that we should talk to the company. They should create pure virgin, even if it's still the same pure virgin, but they should have the male version of it. Because when we're talking about the aftershave and all that, they say, so how do we convince? They were so interested in the products, that pure virgin. So how do we, now it's written in the pack that is pure virgin, women and everything. So how do we tell men? How do we convince men that see they can? I say, see, all you have to do is just say, this is a perfect remedy for any skin reaction or anything. It goes beyond that. So you don't need to tell them, you don't need to speak too much grammar. So products build confidence, confidence builds convictions, and convictions build duplication. Now you must be confident for you to be able to convince anyone. You can't be talking about something and you're not confident about it. If you come to me and approach me, I would not even look at your face. The moment I look at your body language, sometimes I might even I just put my hands in my ear. I just block my ears so that I don't hear you, and I'll be watching your reaction from your body language. I can tell if you're a confident person or if you so much, you cannot be confident with something that you are not part of. And then conviction, for you to convince people, conviction actually builds duplication, because the moment you convince anyone, you have automatically applied the power of duplication. Now, the reorder system. This is one part that is most important as well. Monthly reorder, what it does is to keep the network going. It keeps it active. The monthly reorder system keeps the business active, it keeps the business stable, and it keeps the business growing. Not just the business, the entire system. When we're looking at the how many points agenda, when you're trying to look at a legitimate network marketing company, there is one part that says, even if I don't get the word correctly, that was hitting on, can the business still survive? Can the business survive? Even without recruitment, being something like that. And once a business cannot survive when recruitment is cancelled, obviously that business is not legit. And that is where the reorder comes in. Because with the reorder, the system continues to flow. The system continues to be active and continues to grow. Now, the leadership pipeline is very simple. Your success depends on how many leaders you develop. Now, you yourself, you're a leader. Your duty is to develop more leaders. The more leaders you develop, the better your business. The truth and the simple truth is that your next rank, you see that rank that you're aiming at, that next rank is actually hidden in someone else's growth. So that means until you support that person to grow, if you don't, that means you cannot achieve your next rank. And that is why I love Igoglobal. Our business, our compensation plan is all about team building. If you understand that you need to duplicate, build a team, build that leadership structure, continue to create and increase more leaders in your structure, then you'll be able to achieve all your dreams. So the point is, your success is in the hands of those people that you must bring up. That is just the simple layman terms. And then the duplication. So this is supposed to be some form of interactive section where I ask you, who have you actually helped this week? Now we know the week is just starting, but deep down within yourself, ask yourself this question: have I been able to help anyone succeed this week in my business, in my Igoglobal business? Now, if your answer is no, it's not too late, because today is Tuesday. You have Wednesday, you have Thursday, you have Friday. So make sure that you help someone succeed this week in your business, because duplication starts when you help someone. That's just the truth. When you help them win, you're also helping yourself. So this is challenge, is an open challenge that I'm throwing to you guys. It's the week is still on. It is Tuesday. You still have a couple of days to go before the week is, before we wrap up the week. So make sure that you help someone succeed this week. Now, this week's this is just some form of a weekly activity system. Now, every member must share with 3 people weekly, and then not just share with them. You must have to follow up every prospect. Like I told you, the importance of following up. And then you must be able to train at least 1 team leader this week. So if I were you, I would just write it down or screenshot this part. This should be your task. Now, there's this mistake that most of us always do. When we see these slides in some of our presentation, we just listen, we just onto the next one, and then after the meeting, we'll go back to our normal shelf, our normal routine. It's wrong. Any sensitive strategy that you see in this slide, if I were you, I'll just screenshot it or just jot it down, because those things that you're putting down, they are the foundation of your structure. Those are the things that if you have been getting it wrong entirely for the past 1 week, for the past 1 month, for the past 1 year, whatever, it's not too late for you to correct your system. So please share this opportunity to at least 3 persons this week. Follow up with every prospect, and don't forget to train at least 1 team member this week. Now, the future vision is quite simple. Imagine a network where everyone duplicates the same system. It is very simple. Growth becomes inevitable. Remember, duplication is just the key. Following a system, growth becomes inevitable. Now, I want us to close. I don't know. I think we still have a lot of time, but let's do this. Let's do this together. If you don't mind, I want you to just unmute yourself, and I want us to do this. Let's take this statement together. And when I mean together, I mean you should mean exactly what you're proclaiming. Now, I want you to put your hands on your chest, and I want you to say this slowly. Our mission is not just to build a business. Our mission is not just to build a business. Now, I want you to say it convincing. You are talking to yourself, you are talking to your spirit, you are talking to your body. Our mission is not just to build a business. Our mission is to build a system that thousands of people can duplicate. Beautiful. Beautiful. So you can now mute yourself. Truth be said, this statement carries a lot of message, it carries a lot of power. Until you understand the mission in this business, in this industry, in Igoglobal, until you understand that it is not just a business, until you understand that it is to build a system that thousands of people can duplicate. Remember, once you have thousands of people, it means you have actually transformed the lives of these persons. So as you have said it, I want you to work towards it. And always remember, you can screenshot this. If you don't mind, even find a way to print it out and put it, that your board, that your vision board, or that place where the moment you wake up, you say, you say this to yourself that, my mission today is not just to build my global business. My mission is actually to build a system that thousands of people can duplicate. You have it at the back of your mind. All right, so I would leave the floor if we have any questions. We have capable leaders in the house where I would want us to have just 10 minutes, 10 minutes of some form of interaction where we can just share some of our challenges that has to do with what we've just talked about today. Even if I cannot be able to answer those questions, I believe I can be able to. I have the power to nominate one or two capable leaders that are able to share their experience, and then we can learn from them. So if you know that you have any questions that is relating to what we've just shared tonight, based on your experience, what you have experienced so far in your Igoglobal business, if you have any question, you can just indicate by raising up your hand something that you think I would love to share with the house. Now, nobody is perfect. All right, nobody's perfect. We're all learning. I can be able to throw a question, something that has been bothering me, and I believe that one or two or three capable leaders are in here. They'll be able to give me an advice. So if you don't gain anything, at least there's an open check for you tonight where you can actually ask your questions, and then we'll have amazing leaders that will be able to answer you. So if you have any questions, just indicate any question,